Hello everybody, welcome back to Let's Play Anarchy Online. This is the third episode. So I hope that we've gone through enough of the basics in the first two episodes. There's a lot more stuff we need to explain, but I think we'll talk about it as it comes up. Let's keep going through this introduction zone. I'm recording a lot of these episodes together in a bunch, so I won't have time to see any of the comments or questions, but don't worry, I'll get back to them as soon as I can, or I'll try to reply in the comments. So last episode we had, helped somebody who wanted to help somebody who wanted us to help somebody, etc., etc., and we're doing some favors for Immigration Officer Bill, which involved spying on that mob boss over there, but then we talked to the mob boss and he wanted us to kill some protesters, which we did, because, that's what we do. And so we killed this guy, and as a reward we got this really nice looking suit. And now we can tell Officer Bill that, yeah, we spied on this guy, and let's not mention the murders we just committed. Okay, so here's your bug. You can have it back. And now, yeah, so it's interesting. He says apparently he wants to arrange an accident, which we already arranged. And then, so we're saying like, oh, well, we'll take care of it. And apparently Officer Bill has heard that he's going to hire this other guy to take care of him. So we're going to go take care of this other guy who's in here. Yeah, so basically we've just killed everybody. But, this is an MMO and that's usually what you have to do, right? Alright. Well, apparently a bruiser tried to come to his rescue. Alright. Drop anything interesting. More boots. This guy, I'm just waiting. Oh, the body disappeared. Okay, so we did the work for Bill. And now, remember, we were helping Bill because Alex wanted us to help Bill. So let's go back to Alex, who's in the junkyard here. Now, Alex has a few tutorial sort of optional missions about trade skills, which let's do. Why not? Oh, by the way, we got as a reward composite trade skill expertise. So these are the skills. I don't know if you saw them on the list there, but these are. I'm gonna drag this off. Actually, I'll put it in here. We don't need it. These are the. By the way, U brings up this menu. These skills here. Now we're not going to invest any IP into trade skills as an agent. That's just a waste. But in this newbie area, there are a few trade skill recipes that you can do that are actually very useful. And these first missions are just designed to do a little tutorial, to give you a little tutorial on how it works. So let's go through it. So he wants us to find some robot junk. And then, right. So here we have the mission, right? So the follow-up mission for the regular quest line is talk to Stan Goodman. But right now we're going to do this. So we have to buy a screwdriver from this shop here. So this is, by the way, the shopping interface is how it works. So we can just right click screwdriver. It's going to cost 520 credits. I was going to say like space bucks, but credits. We have enough. Okay. A screwdriver is a useful trade skill tool. So we pick it up and shift right click. Usually that's how you trade skill things. And so notice when you trade skill, you get a tiny bit of experience. And usually like there are a few recipes that are kind of simple. One of them is screwdriver on robot junk. The other one is there's something called a biocommunitor that you can use on monster parts, which gives plasma. They basically turn random junk loot into slightly more expensive junk loot, so they can help you make a bit of money. So for example, instead of just selling the junk, I might as well turn it into something, right? Okay, so now we made the nanosensor, right? Now they're saying, do Shift T and build whatever. It's just quicker to just click. Okay, next step. We need to buy a bioanalyzing computer. And then we combine the two together. Oh, I should have looked if there was a quality level difference, but no, too late. Okay, next step, buy a thing that looks like this. Mastercom personalization device. There we go. Okay, personalized basic robot brain. So let's show it to Alex. Where is he? Over here. I hope you were successful. I built it. Show it to him. And there we go. Don't worry, he gives it back to us. Okay, goodbye. So, let's take a look at this item. If we have 25 complete, we can equip it, which we do, and it gives us a buff to sense. So that's nice, because that will trickle down to all of our abilities and just basically makes us better. So awesome. Okay, our next step is to kind of follow this road and talk to Stan Lee, who's up here. But before we do that, I'm gonna kill a bunch of these monsters, because I'm looking for specific parts for a trade skill recipe that you don't know about yet. In fact, I have to go look it up because I forget which one I need. In this starting area, there are a few trade skill recipes that you can make, and there are a few in particular that are very useful. One is every weapon in the game, every starting weapon in the game can be upgraded here. And so we're using a rifle, and so there is a way to upgrade it to just a better rifle. So I'm looking up now on AO Universe. So yeah, I'm gonna sort of start killing things while I do that. I do know, well, actually, there's a few things I remember. So I need some things from these Docker robots. So we're going to kill some of them. Oh, we got a level. By the way, between this episode and the previous episode, oh, we got one. Power supply. I think I need a second one, so I'll keep killing them. I assigned IP between the two episodes because there are no decisions being made here. I'm just clicking the same skills I had before. We don't need this, but I guess I'm gonna loot everything. So that's another thing, so I'm gonna be very poor. So I'm gonna do my best to really loot everything, because we're gonna need all the money we can get. Good, this is what I need. Fluid sample? I forget if I need that. Yeah, I definitely need that. Probably I need a targeting... There's a thing here that they dropped called a targeting optics or something. Oh, apparently there's like a special boss over there. Random junk. So unlike in many modern MMOs where at higher levels you unlock, higher skills or something like that. In Anarchy Online, for example, the new nanos that you get, they're just based on skills, right? So there are more root nanos that are, better. and they just require more skill for you to use them. And that skill is up to you how you raise it. Obviously, getting more levels will give you higher skill, will give you more IP, which you can spend on skills. But if you equip, for example, implants, which we'll talk about another day, but implants are critical, and they give you buffs to all sorts of skills, then you can really boost your skills really high using implants or buffs or whatnot. And that's really how you can have a low-level character be incredibly powerful in this game. Or, you know, obviously a high-level character can also be very powerful. So, a big part of Anarchy Online is kind of, I guess, in MMO speak, it's called twinking, right? It's getting really good gear, trying to come up with a setup where you have a really powerful character at a low level. Now, our character is not going to be twinked very well, because twinking, you know, requires resources that a new character would never have, right? But the principle behind twinking is sort of important and kind of universal. Okay, we have leveled up. By the way, I'm killing these robots again because I'm looking for some trade skill parts. We are now at level 5, and one of the things that just opened up to us is this research tab. This was introduced quite recently, actually, into the game. The idea is you can assign a percentage of the experience that you get to, instead of going... Ah, there we go. This is what I was looking for, Optical Enhancer. I don't think we need this other stuff. We'll just take it to sell. Okay, let's keep going here. So, by the way, let's compare this belt here. This belt takes 7 computer literacy and adds 1 slot, right? You see modify free deck slot 1 here. Modify free deck slot 1. But the one we got, that we started with, really, let's see where it is. It gives us 2. Also, it gives us a free 2 NCU. So this is clearly inferior. We're gonna sell it to get rid of it. In fact, so we're looking for Stan Lee, who's not Stan Lee, not Stan Lee like the comic book guy, but like Stanley Goodman, who's here. We'll talk to him in a minute, but first I'm just gonna find a random store and sell a bunch of junk. I'm gonna screwdriver this stuff. Oh, clicked that wrong. There we go. Alright, so just gonna pick a random store here. Okay, and let's is it? Yeah, control right click. So let's sell all of this junk. This is like random armor. There's some, we're gonna get some armor soon, so don't worry about that. We're gonna sell all this stuff. I'll hang on to these suits, because why not? Kind of for sentimental reasons. Actually, here, let's put them away in. So you can expand your bags as much as you want by just buying more cheap bags, and you can invest them. Okay, so let's actually, you know what? Well, let's just do things in order. Okay, as I was saying, you can assign a percentage of the experience you get to research. And so it will slow down the rate at which you level up, but research can gives you sort of perks and bonuses to your character. So it was kind of designed to be a way that people who spend a lot of time playing, who have a lot of free time, can sort of invest that time, in other words, experience, right? Can invest that time into making their character better, but it's not so overpowered that it would penalize too much people who didn't play a lot. Now, I think in reality, obviously everybody wants to grind out all their research. So we're gonna do our best to increase it. partly because I don't mind spending a long time at each level because there's a lot of content, right? You don't have to do all the content in this game to get to the max level, but I think that's going to be a nice part of this Let's Play, is showing you guys a lot of different things. So I don't mind if we level slowly and just research everything as we go along. Okay, so this guy wants us to go buy a lockpick and sneak into a building. So let's do that. So yeah, let's take a look at as I walk around and do that. These are some of the things we can research, right? So for example, there are each of these topics, if you will, has like 10 levels. But you notice like the second level you have to be level 50 before you can start researching it, right? In the third level you'll have to be level 75 before you can start researching it. So we can't just spend all our time, and these will take like millions of experience later on, so there's no rush. Okay, let's get our lockpick. So let's look at some of these. And certification gives us 5 agility. Hey, sure, why not? Threat assessment gives us 5 cents. That's nice. Research there are actions. I guess that's the important thing. So there are kind of 2. Here we have to sneak because there's a guard dog. Everybody sees us. Like, 3 kilometers away, there's somebody who's like, oh, there's Sakane, like sneaking along. But this dog here doesn't see us. So anyways. Oh. Yeah, we should use the lockpick, right? I did use... Oh, I used the screwdriver. There we go. And so we got the item. I guess I'll sneak out. Antonio's Adaptation Factory. Now, actually, we're going to use a lot of these in a second to do a bunch of trade skilling, but, so we're going to go meet Antonio soon. Okay, but yeah, let's finish going through this research. So, research gives you access to actions, and there are sort of 2 actions that you can, or like specials, that you can sort of activate, and they're kind of passive buffs that do things. So, for example, here, direct action. In combat, you will occasionally increase your damage output, so that's really nice. Stamina, more sense, and another. In combat, you will occasionally execute an unavoidable route. So notice here it says this is a type 2 action, and direct action is a type 1 action. So as we research more, we'll get new type 1s and type 2s, and you can always have 1 type 2 active and 1 type 1 active. And modify rifle. So see, all of these are really good. They're modifying our basic abilities and rifles, so we definitely want these buffs. Okay, let's stop sneaking because it's slow. Let's hand in our quest here. I think I've got what you're looking for. Okay, so we need to give him all the stuff. He needs the nanotransmitter, which is I think the first thing we got. The blank info chip. The encryption compiler. And the adaptation factory. And we have an unprogrammed ID chip. Great. Now we need to go... Well, what do we need to do next? We need to talk to Sarah Green. Because we need some more parts, and we need to get some nano programs. So let's first... let's talk to Sarah Green. I heard you might be able to help each other out. So she says, yeah, I'll help you, but I need you to go find my armor, or prototype armor, which was stolen. So we're going to do that for her. Now, also, she sells armor. She sells armor by the seashore. Actually, let me make some room here. So I'm just going to put away some of these items that we're unlikely to use. Screwdriver, lockpick, unlikely to use. These we're probably going to use for trade skilling. Okay, so this armor shop sells Newcomer's Armor. Newcomer's Armor is awesome because it will level up with you. Well, you have to click it to level it, but it's amazing, right? So basically nowadays in AO, you can just use this like forever. You don't really have to worry about acquiring new nice sets of armors. Obviously at higher levels, specific sets of armors are better than Newcomer Armor, but at low levels, this stuff is amazing because you see each piece adds health, nano, and NCU, and first aid. It's really good. So we're just going to buy a full set. And a full set with our 6 pieces of armor, right? Chest, boots, hands, legs, and 2 arms. Okay, so we need 2 arms. There we go. Now, this set looks really good too, right? There's a set here you see called Sundance, and this one adds damage, which is amazing. But so first of all, you need the Shadowlands expansion, but I have that. But this doesn't level, right? So, I mean, honestly, maybe the added damage is worth it for many levels, but you know, maybe I don't know. We're just gonna keep it simple and just use the Newcomer Armor because for most people who are gonna try this game out, they will probably try it free at first. Okay, so this armor, how does it work? When I'm not wearing it, I just right-click, and it automatically levels up. I wasn't showing it, so now it's quality level 4. If I right-click again, quality level 5. And I don't know if you noticed the AC went up a bit. But I am level 5, so if I right-click it, it says your level is required to be at least 6. So this is now maxed out, right? And so I'm just going to level this armor a little bit. And the other thing I'm going to go do, so that's done, is we got another little quest here that suggested we should go buy some nano programs. So, you know, so far I've just been killing things by auto-attacking them. Obviously, the game is more, has, you know, classes have more to do than just auto-attack with their weapons. And in fact, a lot of that is getting new nano programs. So in this starter area, there is a special shop here. I'm just kind of clicking all this stuff. Okay, so let's equip our armor, and then we'll talk about the nano programs. So, chest, arms. We're replacing this old random junk that we found. Hands. Okay, here, let me take the coat off just so you see what it looks like. So it doesn't look amazing, but it's actually pretty damn good armor. So we'll sell this junk in a minute. Okay, so now we have nice armor. Here we can see our stats. Here we go. So we have about 190 in melee armor. This armor is apparently weak to chemical damage, where we only have 67. Every armor set has, you know, a weakness and some places where it's particularly strong. So you want to make sure the most common damage types are going to be melee, projectile, and energy, probably, right? So you want to make sure whatever armor you choose, it's good against those armor types, those damage types. Okay, let's get our class-specific set of starter nanos. Later on, this is not how you buy nanos. By the way, notice how it's 1337, the cost. So this is like a sign of the times. This is a very kind of funcom AO type of thing, right? To have this. So this is for adventurers, agents. There we go. Let's buy it. Okay, and let's open up the package. Alright, so we've gotten a few nanos. So this is a generic nano composite attribute boost. This is the one that somebody randomly ran on us earlier. Now, I right-clicked on it, but it says we can't use it. We need PM and SI have to be 30. And in fact, a lot of buffs, pretty much all the buffs in this game rely on PM and SI. So even if your class doesn't require, even if your class nanos don't usually require PM and SI, you're going to want to get them pretty early, up to like 60, I think, because that's roughly what you're going to need. And let me finish. I might as well. I haven't graced this in a few levels. you're going to want to raise these a little bit just so that you can cast the generic nano buffs, right? So anyways, so composite attribute boost. Now I know it. I'm going to put it on bar 5. Bar 5 is going to be the buffs that I use on myself all the time. So let's look at our NCU here. We already have it running. Now we have 16 free NCU because our armor is actually giving us MCU. This is utility expertise. We don't need this running, so I can right click it to turn it off. Okay, let's see what else we got. We got lesser suspicious death. Let's bring this up. It takes MM and BM, and this is a damage over time, and it lasts a total of what does 12 hits every 5 seconds for 2 damage each. So it's pretty weak. It's pretty weak in the sense that, and we can't even run it yet because we need better MM. What's our MM at? Yeah. Well, okay, so our MM is 34, but we haven't raised our stats yet, right? So this is a good time to show you. MM depends on int and psychic. What if we just raised our intelligence? Hey, look, now our MM is already at 35, just from the trickle down, right? Is this enough? Yeah. So not only did it just passively boost our skills, but we were limited. There's an extra point that we couldn't spend because our int was too low. So that's why it really is important to make sure you keep these abilities maxed if you can afford to. Okay, I'll do the rest of this off camera. Let's off camera. So lesser suspicious death gives us a dot, which has appeared here, so that's good. So if we're fighting a monster that has a lot of hit points, that's good to do. That's good to know. Okay, we've got another nanocrystal, total concentration. This is a special agent buff. Oh, but this one takes like 125 PM SIBM, so we're not going to cast that for a long time. So let's put it away in our bag. But what it does, let's take a look at what it does. It lasts for 10 seconds. During those 10 seconds, our damage is increased, our offensive rating is increased, but most importantly, our critical chance is 100%. So, but this has a cooldown of 2 minutes. So every 2 minutes, we can have guaranteed crits for 10 seconds, right? So that's pretty awesome, right? So obviously in a sustained fight, that's no use. But if you're just kind of going from monster to monster, like every 2 minutes, you basically can murder something very fast. And especially if you can combine it with aim shots, right? That's kind of how the agent with the rifle is intended to work. Okay, and here we have another nano called Shadow Veil. And this one, see, modify concealment 20. So this will make us, I was going to say better at hiding, but actually it's just going to make us suck less at hiding. But, you know, why not? Let's cast it. So let's take a look at our concealment. Concealment, if I buff it, yeah, 60. Honestly, it's still probably going to be not good enough. Anyways, I will finish clicking all these levels, and then when we get back, we will find the thief. All right, I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.